Coming up from the 14th to the 24th of August is the Indian Film Festival of Melbourne. In fact, it's the 16th year of that festival. And it's my great pleasure, as always, to speak to the director of the Indian Film Festival of Melbourne, Mitu Bhowmick Lange. Mitu, welcome again to Movie Metropolis.
Thank you so much, Peter. I love our annual catch-up chats, and it's just so nice to see you again.
It's great to talk to you, and it's always such a huge celebration of Indian cinema. And in fact, I think I read there's over 75 films. Tell me about your process in selecting the films for this year's festival.
So we have quite a big programming team who work throughout the year. We have curators in India and also a programming team here. And obviously we get films through Film Freeway and send directly to us. And also our curators reach out to all these beautiful films that are being made. And we are very focused on films, that have an authentic voice. We are very passionate about representation. We are very passionate about disability inclusion. So these are the things that the programming team looks for. Obviously, authentic, beautiful stories that are relevant, stories that have something to say. Sometimes a film might not be technically very superior but very original or have something very meaningful to say, then we definitely include that. Sometimes there are films where the crew is all women or where the director or key actors are living with disability, then we definitely include that. Sometimes we have films that are very important for the LGBTQI community. So we ensure that we include those films. So the programming team have look for very different things when they are selecting the films.
Okay, well, that's great because I know that you select very widely. And these are films that are not just from India, but from a wider perspective as well.
Yes, so most of the films are made in India, but we also have a section, Film India World, which are a lot of co-productions made by Indian origin directors living overseas, and that's quite interesting because they have a very different lens and a different way, which also connects with the diaspora here and the broader community. And we also have a section on films from our neighboring countries from the Indian subcontinent, so films from Bangladesh, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, and so forth.
Excellent stuff. Now, I noticed that the opening night film is a film called Shadowbox.
Yes, so it's a Bengali film called Bakshobondi. It just had its world premiere at Berlin, and we were very happy to have the very second screening in Australia as our opening night film. I was very moved by the film because it's a story of a very ambitious, aspirational, hardworking young woman, mother, who's a press wali in India. Like she irons clothes, and she takes clothes and she like a laundry service, but only for ironing. And it's basically and what I liked is first and foremost was the funding structure because the film has lots of producers. Money has come in from various countries and people, and somebody has brought in distribution deals. So the funding structure is very interesting. Secondly, the story, and the story deals with this very a silent strength, a quiet strength that the woman has. She's not she's not screaming from rooftops, but it's just her inner resolve that she wants the best for her son, and also the understanding or the lack of understanding of mental health in India and other parts of the world, because her husband is suffering from he was in war and he's suffering from that trauma, but nobody around recognizes it. They all just label him as mad, and there is no support for him, and she is got so much love and compassion, and she's dealing with that. So that the world is very interesting, the world is very relevant to the kind of times that we are living in, so that's why it was a very obvious choice as an opening night film for us.
Okay, sounds like a great choice. I just wanted to ask you, the Indian film industry is still huge, isn't it? It's producing so many films, and Indian audiences love to see Indian films.
Yes, that's right. It's not just Indian audiences, but pretty much the South Asian community. It I think our films are the perfect glue that kind of not only keep the Indian diaspora and Indians all over the world together, but also the South Asian community, like right from even Malaysia, China, Indonesia, UAE, everybody is very invested, especially into Bollywood films. So that way we have a very large audience, even bigger than the Hollywood films.
Yes, yes, it's massive. So people need to realize that you because you also get non-Indian audiences here in Melbourne to see the films, and
Yes.
it's a huge festival.
Yes,
Um,
we are very lucky because we have a lot of like the LGBTQI community support our films, film students, a lot of those who are looking for alternate people who love world cinema. So we try to cater to them by having something for everyone.
Yes, you certainly do. That's excellent stuff. Now, I notice you've got a very special guest, Amir Khan, who will be in Melbourne with a retro program. And I still remember so strongly his film Lagan. What a great film that is.
I know Lagan is my all-time pick-me-up film. Whenever I'm feeling a bit down and out, especially the second half, I just see the second half, and it's a masterclass in filmmaking. So we are screening that in his retrospective at Federation Square. So it's going to be very exciting.
Yes, no, what a coup to get Amir to come to Australia.
Yes,
I think a lot of people will be very interested in that.
yes, he is just he's like I don't have words to because everything falls short when you're trying to describe. He's more than a movie star. He's more than a statesman. He's more than a global icon. He's more than an influencer. He's just more than everything that you would think of describing him. And it's what I like about him is he makes all these huge blockbusters, but they always have something to say, and he says the deepest, most relevant, most um, important things, but with a light touch and a lot of warmth. So um, it touches you, and it has a lot more impact than anything else could. So, and the recent film of his, Sitare Zameen Par, is very close to my heart because it's a very important film about disability inclusion. And the thing is, the film has become a movement in India because there's so much social stigma attached to disability in the South Asian communities, still in some of the South Asian communities, that that film has kind of systematically broken a lot of barriers, a lot of prejudices. It's challenged a lot of old school thoughts. And it's just been so rewarding and refreshing to see the kind of change. And it's a perfect example of how cinema can bring about change. So that's why we were just so overjoyed when he accepted our invitation.
Oh, excellent stuff. He'll be a great asset to the festival. I also notice you have another guest. Is it Via Das, who's an Emmy winner?
Yes, 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 yes. So Veerdas is like he is another huge influencer who says that uh, the most important key things, but obviously with a lot of humor. And I feel like humor is the best way to communicate important messages sometimes. So he's another special guest that we are having this year. He's just directed his a film. So hopefully we'll have the film in the festival also in the coming years.
Okay, excellent stuff. Now, I notice the closing night film, I should say, is Homebound.
Yes, yes. The Homebound had a 9 minute standing ovation at Cannes. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful, heartbreaking film, but also oddly uplifting. It's just about this two friends. One is a Dalit and one is a Muslim who are from very marginalized communities, but like two young boys who just want to make it. And both of them want to become cops so they can change their social standing in India. And it's all about how they are preparing the rejections, and then COVID hits and what happens. And it's just one of the most profoundly moving films that I have seen in a long time.
Oh, excellent. Would you like to mention any other highlights of this year's Indian Film Festival of Melbourne?
I think because all of us, my whole team is pretty much 90% women. We naturally lean without trying to tick any boxes towards films that have very strong female protagonists or are made by women. Even in our best director category, 50% are women directors. But there is a Tamil film called Bad Girl, which is an exceptionally uh, um, well made, small budget, but very well made, very telling film about this girl from a middle class family, very traditional family, but she's like a bad girl in the sense she just wants to live her life. But she's constantly being repressed and she's pushing back. And it's not, she doesn't do anything path breaking, but it's just a slice of life. And I found that film very interesting. And of course, Angamal, which is about a mom who lives in the village, but she's very strong. She's sitting smoking on her bike, but she doesn't wear a blouse. And then she goes to visit her son, and he's very embarrassed by her, even though she's one of the strongest women you're likely to come across. And then, of course, we have very exciting, we are having the world premiere of this wonderful film called Badnaam Basti. So the Badnaam Basti is the first known LGBTQI film made in India. It was made in 1971 and then it disappeared, and in 2020 it was found and restored, so we are screening that film. A beautiful tender love story between a bus conductor and a laborer, and that is being followed by We Are Fahim and Karun, which is the most recent LGBTQI love story. And then we are going to have IFM Pride Party. So we are celebrating Pride at the festival, and with the very first and the most recent LGBTQI films, and we also are celebrating 100 years of the legend Guru Dutt and 100 years of Ritik Ghotok by screening two of their newly restored films. So it's a wonderful program, something for everyone, lots of exciting things. So really keen to bring it to life.
Sounds excellent, and I'm so glad the way you're describing these films. It's not just Bollywood, which people still assume that's all that India produces.
Yes, I mean that's such a dated thought. Yes, Bollywood is I suppose, one of the key identities of Indian cinema, but we have such a broad and diverse
Hmm.
identity, and especially now with newer and ways of making films and storytelling, we have such a huge, like our selection is, we are always like so tempted to include more and more and more because the films are so great and very unique stories.
Yes, exactly. Now, apart from screening in Melbourne at Hoyt's cinemas and a few other venues, you're also touring regional Victoria, which is great to see.
That's right. So this year we also have Village Crown in our as one of our venues. So we have Hoyt's Docklands, Hoyt's Chadston, Village Crown, so right in the CBD, and Hoyt's High Point. And then in regional Victoria, we are going to Bendigo, Ballarat, Shepparton, and Geelong.
Excellent stuff. So, if people want to book tickets, they should go to the website.
Yes, our website iffm.com.au. We also have an app that they can download. Again, IFFM. We also, through the app, we also have a year-long film program called IFM 365, which can be downloaded on your smart TV, Google TV, anything, and you can watch films throughout the year free. But we urge you to donate to Royal Children's Hospital. But it's completely free to watch some of the wonderful South Asian films that are coming, Indian films coming out of India. But all the information is at iffm.com.au, including ticket links.
Oh, excellent, me too. Always a pleasure talking to you. And that's the Indian Film Festival of Melbourne, August 14th to the 24th. And we've been speaking to the director of the Indian Film Festival of Melbourne, Mitu Bhowmick Lange. Mitu, thank you again for talking with me.
Thank you so much, Peter. Thank you.
All the best. Bye bye.
Peter, thank you for your patience with me and all the changes. I'm very appreciative. Thank you. And will we see you at the festival?
Not sure, not sure. I am busy with a lot of other things, but
Okay.
we'll see.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Peter. Lots of
okay.
love, Peter. Thank you.
All the
Bye.
best, me too. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.